Here we will look at adverbs of frequency. Adverbs of frequency. So, number one, the first one, frequency, 100%. 100%, always. You're always late. You are always late. Or 90%. Usually. We usually go to the cinema on Sunday. 70%. Often. He often cooks pasta. 50%. Sometimes. We sometimes order pizza for dinner. 10%. Hardly ever or rarely. Rarely. Hardly ever or rarely. She hardly ever smiles. She hardly ever smiles. And 0, never. They are never at home when we call. They are never at home when we call. And again, always, usually, often, sometimes, hardly ever, and never. Remember, frequency adverbs go after the verb be. So, example, I'm always happy and I have a lot of energy. But frequency adverbs go before other verbs. I sometimes get up before 9 a.m. I sometimes get up before 9 a.m. And we can use always, usually, and often with negative forms. I don't often eat out. But we can't use sometimes, hardly ever, or never with negative for verb forms. So, negative, always, usually, often, but no, never use sometimes, hardly ever, or never with negative verb forms. Let's now look at the next exercise. Here, exercise number 2. Put a frequency adverb in these sentences. Number 1. I get up at 8 in the morning. So, a frequency adverb. I never get up at 8 in the morning. I never get up at 8 in the morning. What about number 2? Number 2. I have breakfast before 9 a.m. So, I always, I never, where? Frequency adverb, di ở đâu? Where does it go? I have always, I always have, I never, I never have breakfast before 9 a.m. Or I always have breakfast before 9 a.m. 3, what do you think? Now, think about where you will put a frequency adverb in these sentences. Bây giờ suy nghĩ về các trả lời ở đây. Think about how and where. So I always have breakfast before 9 a.m. Or I never have breakfast before 9 a.m. Number 3, what do you think? And then we will check some answers. Okay? Now we will check your answers and some answers. Are you ready? So, here, number 2. Number 2. We can say, I always have breakfast before 9 a.m. Or I never have breakfast before 9 a.m. 3. I'm often tired on Friday evenings. Or I'm never tired on Friday evenings. 4. I usually study English in the evening. Or I never study English in the evening. Or I always study English in the evening. 5. I'm never happy on Monday mornings. I'm never happy. Or I'm always happy on Monday mornings. 6. I rarely go to the cinema at the weekend. I rarely. Or I never go to the cinema at the weekend. Or I always go to the cinema at the weekend. Or 7. I'm sometimes late for my English class. Or I'm never late. Or I'm often late. Number 8. I often watch TV on Sunday afternoons. Or I never watch TV on Sunday afternoons.